Good afternoon. I'm going to talk about a randomized trial of focal ultrasound thalamotomy for essential tremor. My name is Maria Fernanda Matute. During this study, preliminary results of the own clinical trial indicate the focused ultrasound guided by resonance magnetic had the potential to control essential tremor to safely and effectively the TE. It is a common neurological disease that affects 10 million people only in the United States.
My name is Billy R. Williams. I live in Fort Valley, Virginia. The tremors I have had for approximately 10 years, and they progressively got worse. But now everything has worked out fine for me. Before I had the procedure, I could not write. I could not eat without spilling stuff on me. I quit going to public places, church socials and everything. I took medicine to start with, and every 2 or 3 years they would change the medicine because, it didn't work any longer. So finally, after 10 years, my doctor in Winchester contacted University of Virginia. They contacted me, and I came down and they started a series of tests, and which led up to the procedure that I just went through. And Dr. Elias started, giving me the three options, and so I took this option. I didn't want the deep brain stimulation, and I'm just glad it worked out for me, and I hope it works out well for other people, because it will change the way you do things. I'm able to tee up with the off ball without help from a fellow golfer. I'm able to eat without spilling everything on me. I'm able to write and be able to read it later. Dr. Elias and his whole staff have done everything you could ask of them to get me through this. And like I say, I just hope other people come and have this treatment.
Result of the 10 patients of the series study revealed primer and improvement of the 78 in contralateral tremor scores, hence when accessed with a scale of clinical paragraph tremor classification. Score foundation activity of the patient improved by 92% when evaluated in the subsection disability of the CRST. Result comparable to other procedures for the tremor complication were included stereotypic thalamotomy and deep brain stimulation.
I selected this treatment, focus ultrasound, and I'm happy with it. And when I talked to Dr. Elias, for some reason, I felt confident in him. When I went for this procedure that morning, I was not nervous. I was not afraid. In fact, me and my wife, we didn't even really discuss it the night before. I was looking forward to going. And the next morning, my wife came up and brought the crossword puzzle. I laid in bed and worked the crossword puzzle, which I couldn't do before. I would attempt them, but there's no way I could stay in those blocks at the time. And then everything was good from that point on. But probably 3 or 4 months into it, I got a little shaky when I would write. But Dr. Lice told me that some of it may come back. He wasn't sure. And then they gave me some pills, put me on medication, and I'm fine now. It's the best thing ever happened to me in 25 years.
The study findings were presented at a Congress of Neurological Surgeons on October 4, 2011, held in Washington, by neurosurgeon Jeffrey Elias. This non-invasive treatment has been life-changing for the patient, said Dr. Elias, principal investigator of the study and director of stereotypic and functional neurosurgery at UVA. All have now improved the ability to use your dominant hands to perform tasks they could not do before treatment, such as write legible, drink, and eat without spinning and burning dress. It has been exciting to see the immediate improvement.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's a great honor to be here to present our experience with this new technology of MR-guided focused ultrasound to perform thalamotomy. We became very interested in this in 2009 when we saw some of the very precise lesioning done by Daniel Jominode in Zurich. We've worked very closely with Insightec, the maker of the device. They're one of the sponsors at this meeting, and we're generously funded by the Focus Ultrasound Surgery Foundation. And just to start off, the use of ultrasound is not a new concept to treat brain disorders. Back in the 40s, scientists in the laboratory were conceiving of different types of devices to create ultrasound lesions. I'm pleased to show this video. This is probably about 60 years old. It shows a video of William Fry, who's one of the early ultrasound physicists and pioneers of this technology.
A powerful new method has been developed for producing changes in the central nervous system. This method utilizes precisely controlled, focused beams of high-frequency sound. It can be employed to produce changes at any desired depth in the brain without disturbance to intervening tissue. The ultrasonic method is an almost ideal tool for experimental neurology. Neurosurgeons will now be able to treat conditions in humans which were heretofore inoperable. It seems appropriate to name this new method neurosonic surgery.
And Fry soon teamed up with Russell Myers, and they performed some ultrasound lesioning in Parkinson's disease and other movement disorders. And as I mentioned this morning in the breakfast seminar, Lexell was also an early pioneer of ultrasound technology. But the problem with the early use of ultrasound was always transcranial sonication. But with advances in ultrasound transducer technology, we're now able to deliver acoustic energy very precisely deep into the brain. This is an illustration of the workflow, and we have the technology is married to MRI, so that we have the standard MRI planning workstation. We're able to prescribe a treatment, a stereotactic treatment, deliver a low dose sonication through this MRI-compatible ultrasound transducer helmet. And then we can measure what we've done with MR thermography. So this is real-time MRI monitoring of the treatment, not only the intensity of the treatment, but also the location. So what we liked about this technology really was the application to tremor. Tremor is an excellent symptom that can be readily assessed during the treatment. So we like the ability to deliver this treatment and monitor the symptom or the result of the treatment. And so our first experience was a phase 1 clinical trial in essential tremor. These were purely essential tremor patients. They didn't have any evidence of Parkinsonism. We treated 15 adults, mostly right-handed males, and they had tremor scores on the order of 55 out of 160 from the clinical rating scale for tremor. These are tremors that are of the severity that people consider DBS surgery or radiofrequency lesioning. So they're severe tremors.
During the study of the series of the focal ultrasound pulse are administered through the intact skull and the patients. Firstly, focus up to the point of the thalamus skull. Patient received no anesthesia and remained awake, providing feedback to the doctor after each pulse. Under the same protocol of UVA, only one side of the brain is being treated as unilateral thalamotomy is known, resulting in controlled tremor in one hand. Thank you.